Okay, I'm Kim 1 and this is Kim 2. She's the American Cancer Society Relay Specialist and I'm the American Cancer Society Volunteer Event Chair. And you want to talk about?
Well, American Cancer Society had actually had their 100th anniversary last year, or 100th birthday.
So how did you get started in Relay?
I actually work for the American Cancer Society. I just had my 1-year anniversary.
Yay.
I started the same week as Albany Relay last year, so this is my first time really having the full experience. And I'm
She came here 4 days before our relay.
So the first time was a little overwhelming since I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but this time I'm really excited. Kim, our event chair here, has done a phenomenal job, and I'm very excited to be here. So Kim, one, how did you get started in Relay?
I got started in Relay the first year we had it here in Albany in 2011. Yes, yeah. And friends of mine asked me to sign up and help with the relay, and I love it. It is so cool. It is a really passionate event for cancer survivors and caregivers and everybody that deals with cancer.
Yeah, what you realize is almost everyone, unfortunately.
That's true.
But we fight every day for our survivors and for people to never have to hear you have cancer.
So tell me how you got started in Relay. You got started the same year I did.
It was the first year they started it here. I had cancer twice, and they were having the meetings, committee meetings at St. Mary's High School where I teach.
That's right, yeah.
Doug Millman was running it. Doug had been in the military, and he'd gone to St. Mary's College, so he had connections with the Christian Brothers. So the Christian Brothers, I guess, reached out to our president, and they gave him a space to use at our classrooms because we didn't charge them. They couldn't have it at the Albany school because they would charge them money to have the janitors there. So it was free to him to use. So I was there after I coached tennis, and I was there and about 6:30, 7 o'clock one night and saw all these signs for, Relay for Life, which I didn't know what it was about. So I stepped into a meeting and found out, talked to Douglas, and became involved the first year. And the first year I had, I think, 2 teams, my own team and my neighbor's team, and then the next year I had 3 teams, my own team, my neighbors, and the school team. And this year I've delegated them a little bit. So, and each year I think I've gotten more and more involved. As a committee member and raising funds.
You're
and
our top fundraiser too.
And bringing kids out here. And it's something that means a lot to me because I've had cancer. I lost my father and 2 real good friends to cancer all within the last few years. And it's hard to find anybody that hasn't been touched by this at some point or are being touched at the moment. And this is a way, like the Serena spoke today, this is a way for me to give back. I benefited from somebody doing this before. And I have, kids 29 and 30, and I want to make sure that they don't have to go through what I did. And there's 30 kids out here that, I don't want to see them have cancer when they're my age or younger.
I agree.
And people are getting cancer in their 30s and 40s, and that shouldn't happen. So this is a way that I can help, for the future generations.
We thank you for doing it.
Yeah, well, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm out here today relaying for not only my mom, but my friend Steve Foss, who was a police officer here for the city of Albany. Steve passed away just a little over 3 months ago. Went into the hospital February 3rd and then passed away on the 14th. So we're here. We've got the police department, other members are here to help support the cause for the Relay for Life. It's a great event, a nice family event to come out to. And you can see there's people of all ages, young and old here. And it's a very nice day and good cause.
I just want to say good morning, and welcome, and mostly thank you all for all the time and the energy that you are putting into this and have put into this. For those of us who are survivors particularly, we really appreciate what you're doing and what you've done. And I want to give special thanks to Kim for the work she's done for Albany's Relay for Life. All right, let's have a great day and fight cancer.
Yes. Wait a minute, I want a hug. Okay. I wanted to thank all of you for coming. We're going to have a wonderful day here today. I don't know why I'm reading this because I'm just doing it from my heart. We have everybody here to support survivors. The whole Relay for Life is about supporting the survivors and celebrating everybody's birthday. We have a special person here today, Miss Serena Perez. She is a survivor, and she picked our relay to come, and she joined our team. She is on the committee, and she picked it because today's her birthday. So we would like to welcome her. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Are we ready to relay? Yeah, I can't hear you. Come on. All right. So, is there any way this comes off? There we go. So, you gotta love chemo brain. I forgot my speech at home. So, I'm going to be reading it off of my computer. All right. So, I am standing here today in front of you on my 35th birthday. The American Cancer Society is a proud sponsor of birthdays, after all, and I could think of no better place I would want to be than raising money for such a worthy cause on my birthday. I am here celebrating my birthday surrounded by friends and loved ones, yet I am reminded of why we are doing this, because unfortunately, some are not so lucky. To give you a little backstory on me, I was diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer on Christmas Day in 2011. I was very, very sick, and unfortunately, I did not think I was going to make it. I was only 32 years old. I endured 6 rounds of chemotherapy, 3 different surgeries. I had my fertility stolen at me at 32 years old. I've had to watch my mother cry because she's scared of losing me. And during that time, I started planning my own funeral. I made a pact with the universe that if I was allowed to live, I would work tirelessly as a cancer advocate. The universe came through on their side, so here I am coming through on mine. Thank you. I am just one person, but I want to help. We are all just individuals who want to help. Every dollar raised here today helps the ACS do the charitable work that they do. It means a cancer patient will get a ride to their treatment center. It means a woman who can't even stand to look at herself in the mirror will get to learn beauty tips and build her self-confidence back up. It means that life-saving research will keep going on. There are so many programs and services that ACS does, but they can't do them alone. We need your help. We need your tax-deductible donation to keep these programs running. Every dollar raised means that someone like me doesn't feel alone. I'd like to share with you a few of the programs that made my cancer journey a little bit easier from ACS. When I was first diagnosed, I knew absolutely nothing about cancer. And I knew nobody with cancer either, especially anyone that was my age. One of the things that made me feel like I had some control was by reading research. And one of the premier places that I went to was the American Cancer Society's website. They have tons of reports on all kinds of different cancers, and it really kind of made me feel like I had some control back. Now I'm better, and I'm studying to be a cancer registrar. In my cancer classes, we've learned that ACS has been a standard setter in the coding industry when it comes to the registries as well, too. They were involved in the development of standard codes for describing the cancer itself. But when it comes down to it, this event is about people. It's about me, and it's about you. It's about all of us. It's about people who have valiantly kicked cancer's butt and in those who love them. It's about remembering the ones that have unfortunately died from this terrible disease and ensuring our loved ones are safe and educated. It's about love and hope. As a community, we stand together today in a bond of love and hope. We will walk this track united in love and with as much hope as our hearts can hold. We will continue to fight against this nasty disease called cancer in the name of love. Love unites all of us. And love is the reason we will fight and walk and fundraise and hope and pray and keep fighting until there is a cure for cancer. Thank you very much.
As most of us here have experienced losing someone you know and love to cancer, be they a family member, friend, neighbor, or coworker, it's devastating. When you are a small city like Albany, these losses affect the entire community. Our staff at the City of Albany suffered great losses this year due to cancer, and we feel it very, very befitting to dedicate this year's relay to the 3 wonderful public servants who lost their lives recently. Former Mayor and Civic Leader Jewel Okawachi, Assistant City Manager Judy Lieberman, and Albany Police Officer Steve Foss. I asked, is she still here? Ann Cheney? Where are you, Ann? Come up. Ann Cheney's going to say a few words about Judy. Lieutenant John Geisberger will say a few words about Steve, and then I'll talk to you about Jewel. You want this one, or you want a hand one?
I'm not tall enough for that one. Thank you, Kim. I have the privilege of talking with you about Judy Lieberman. And before I begin, I'd like to just acknowledge her husband, Alan, and son, Avi, who are here in the audience. And her daughter, Leah, is away at school. So she is with us in spirit. As Kim just said, Judy was an assistant city manager for the city of Albany. And she gave us great inspiration. She had the uncanny ability to pull together people of very different opinions to understand the commonality and importance of a singular goal that they should all strive for. 2 projects come to mind that would not have happened without Judy Lieberman. One was the restoration of parts of Cordesis Creek down by University Village. If you have not gone there, go there. It's peaceful. It's Judy. It's wonderful. The other you don't see yet, and that is the future Pierce Street Park. If it hadn't been for Judy working with the property owner, that property would never have been acquired, and that park may never have happened. But she had, again, the tenacity to do things that others of us had worked years to make happen. Her patience, her understanding of people, all those things brought those projects together. She awed us. Can you imagine, can you simply imagine how Judy or others like her could have changed the world had they lived longer? Cancer is an insidious disease, and research, I think, is one of our only hopes. That and the support of people with cancer. But the research doesn't come without a cost, and that's why we're here today, is to raise money to keep that research going, to encourage others to also contribute generously. I believe there is a cure out there. Too many people have been taken away from us because of this disease. It's time, like Judy, that we made something happen, and that is a cure to cancer. Thank you very much.
Oh, John.
raise this up. I'm John Geisberger. I work for the police department, and I'm sad but extremely honored to be here today to recognize Steve Foss. Steve was one of my close friends at work, and as many of you may know, Steve was born and raised here in Albany, along with his sister Cheryl and Pam Foss. Steve attended Albany High School, where he played baseball, football, and basketball. Steve eventually attended the police academy at Los Medones College and started as a reserve police officer in the city of Albany in 1983. He was later hired on as a full-time officer in 1986. During his time at the police department, Steve was an FTO, a hostage negotiator, a fleet manager, and most importantly, a close friend of mine and a mentor. Steve was what is known as an informal leader in our department. Often other officers would go to find advice from Steve, seek guidance on how to handle calls, and me personally, I went to him for a lot of personal issues as well, on how to be a good father to my son and my kids. Steve was married to Michelle and the father to Spencer. He was very proud of them. They were the two most important people in his life. On February 3rd, Steve went into the hospital and was diagnosed with cancer, and he passed away 11 days later. I'm here today to honor Steve and his family and help eradicate this disease. It takes too many people's lives every day. Steve was a great friend, husband, father, brother, and I was truly privileged to have him as a friend. And we're going to miss him greatly at our police department and the city.
If I could describe my friend Jewel, heck, she's everybody's friend, in a couple of words, they would be giving, dedicated, and compassionate. As one of Albany's great civic leaders, Jewel gave her all to Albany, volunteering for just about every organization in town, especially if it dealt with Albany's youth. She always worked diligently, fought hard for what she believed in, and quietly, without ever wanting recognition. Jewel was also very dedicated both to her family and to Albany. As a single mother, Jewel worked full-time running her typesetting business while raising her three sons, David, Stan, and Mark. Mark's here. Where are you? Mark's right over there. She loved spending quality time and celebrating holidays with them, and even when they reached their 40s and 50s, Jewel continued to refer to them as her boys. Hence, on your shirts, they're sponsoring, and they're called Jewel's Boys. Jewel also dedicated her life to helping her make her hometown a better place to live in. Compassionate was Jewel as well, be it inviting friends who lost their loved one into her home to celebrate holidays with her, working to create a center for the Albany's teen population, or volunteering for our own Relay for Life. Jewel was the one that got me started in Relay for Life when I was diagnosed with my first cancer. She told me, you will find it to be a very rewarding experience. And you know what? She was right. Well, they're not all here. Just want to tell you that we are going to miss we do miss all of them, and this relay is for Jewel and for Judy and for Steve. Thank you. Okay, can we now have all the survivors come up and start over there right over here. We do our first lap. Right after that, we'll have anybody that was a caretaker. If you helped anybody that had cancer, we want you to come join us and walk around for the second lap, and then the relay starts. Tell me about your birthday celebration today first.
Sure. Well, today is my 35th birthday, and it marks also the 2-year mark that I've been in remission from my cancer. Yes. Back on Christmas Day on 2011, I was actually diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer. Now, for those people that don't know, ovarian cancer is very, very deadly. They actually call it the silent killer. And so, to be honest with you, I never thought that I would have seen this birthday, but here I am, and exactly. I'm alive and I'm kicking and I'm here. And to celebrate, I really wanted to give back to the community as a cancer advocate and donate my time to the Relay for Life. The American Cancer Society does so much for people with cancer, myself included. And so it's the least I can really do.
Can you tell me about some of the programs that you got involved in with Cancer Society?
Oh, yeah.
How they helped you?
Absolutely. The biggest thing that I think helped me when I was going through my cancer is all the libraries full of research that they have. The database of just information that they have online is amazing. I was a research hound when I was going through my cancer. It made me feel like I had a lot of control. And so I would download all of the things off the internet, take them to my doctors, talk with them about it. And so the ACS really helped me make more informed decisions about how I was going to get my care. I also took advantage of their looking better, feeling good.
Look good, feel better.
Yes. Thank you. Look good, feel better program at a time when I really hated the way that I looked. And,
all of us did when we went through that.
Exactly. Losing all your hair and your eyebrows and your nose hairs and everything.
And your skin turns gray. And
it falls off. And yes, and so it made me have a little bit of self-respect again.
Cool.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So, we encourage everyone to reach out to their local, chapter of the American Cancer Society to see what they can really do. I mean, you could always volunteer your time to drive cancer patients to and from appointments. You can, I'm sure that I think there's a program where you can bring hot meals.
That's correct, yeah.
To people that are actively going through treatment as well, too. So there's really a lot of different programs that you can do. There's volunteer opportunities for the local Relay for Life that's in everyone's community. So there's something that can utilize everyone's skill, basically.
And the website for the American Cancer Society is www.cancer.org. Relay for Life is the major fundraiser for the American Cancer Society, and the whole idea behind it is to form teams to raise money for the Cancer Society and walk either around a track or a park, wherever they can get the event to happen. And you do it for 24 hours. You don't have to walk for 24 hours, but we have someone on the track the entire 24 hours because cancer never sleeps. Okay, thank you all for coming tonight to our luminary ceremony. This is probably the most, I don't know what the word is.
I think emotional.
Emotional, yes, there you go, thank you. Ceremony that we have for the relay, and it is to remember all of the patients, or cancer patients that lost their lives, and also to support those that have had cancer and are just dealing with it. And first, I have John Geisberger. So he's going to talk to us about what it is, his experience as being a caregiver.
Great. Thank you, Kim. No, I'm good. I got it. Thanks. I'm very grateful to be here tonight, and I feel honored to be able to speak with you about my experience dealing with cancer. When I originally signed up for the relay, it was in honor of my mom, who I lost 9 years ago to cancer. Unfortunately, I'm now here also to honor my friend Steve Foss, who passed away 3 months ago from cancer. I still remember the day my mom called me at home to let me know she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Nothing can prepare you for hearing those words from someone you love. My mom underwent a mastectomy and chemotherapy and was able to fend off her breast cancer for a few years. She was later diagnosed with a sarcoma that started as a tumor in her leg, but eventually spread to her lungs. The sarcoma she had was very rare and aggressive. The doctors were not sure if the chemotherapy would work and told her that the strength of the chemotherapy would significantly impact her quality of life and could potentially kill her. Despite this, my mom opted to try the chemotherapy. The treatment took its toll on her and our family, but began to work and shrink her tumors. My mom kept a very positive attitude and fought hard and was actually able to attend my brother's wedding. She continued to improve, and we were able to take a family trip with her. Unfortunately, shortly after our trip, the chemotherapy quit working and the tumors began to grow again. She passed away a few weeks later. During her battle, my mom never complained and spent much of her time worrying about how the disease was affecting our family. For those of you who have had a family member with cancer, you know that an individual doesn't get cancer, a family does. Shortly after my mom passed away, my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Fortunately, my dad had caught his early, and he is currently a survivor. As a caregiver, I saw the courage and strength it takes to face this disease. I learned that you need to look for blessings in adverse times and share those with others. While it was difficult to watch my parents go through all this, it also helped to bring us closer together as a family. As you can imagine, we spent a lot of time together at medical appointments. I can't tell you how many doctor visits, surgeries, and chemotherapy sessions I attended with my mom. But during all of these appointments, we were able to talk and reflect on the great things we had experienced as a family. The Luminaria ceremony is a way to remember all those we've lost and to celebrate their lives. The Relay for Life helps to remind us that no one is alone in the battle for cancer and how important it is for everyone to help raise awareness and support the efforts of the American Cancer Society, because cancer does not sleep. Look around you and understand that everyone here has the power, strength, and ability to fight this disease and limit the number of people it impacts simply by spreading the word about events like the Relay for Life and helping to support research directed at eradicating this disease. Remember, if we all come together as a community, we can overcome this disease and help others to have more birthdays. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Sure. And then Kari was going to come up. She said
She's going to?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And now Kari wants to come and tell her story. Kari is John's daughter. Thank you.
Do you want me to hold that for you? Or?
I said, we all know Kari.
Sure. You want to hold them? Sure. Okay. Hello, I'm Kari Geisberger. Tonight I'm here to honor my grandma, who I call Nona, who suffered and died from cancer. She was very loving and kind. She had 4 boys, and no matter what, family always came first. I was 2 when she died, and this is my story. We would always go over to her house to eat dinner or to visit. When it was time to go, Nona would always ask me if she could have a hug, but I was too shy and would always say, maybe next time. But the next time rarely happened. When she was diagnosed with cancer, I would still tell her maybe later when she would ask for a hug. When she died, I wish I gave her all those hugs. Now wherever I go, I know that she is with me. I will always remember her, and so will my family. So when we walk around tonight, remember to think of the people who have survived, suffered, or died from cancer. And don't forget to give hugs before it is too late. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Kari. Can I give you a hug? You going to hold the flashlight for me?
Oh, yeah.
No, Kari's going to do it. Thank you. Very tiny print. Okay, we would now like to call your attention to the small table that occupies a place of dignity and honor. It is set for 1, symbolizing the fact that some of our loved ones are missing from this gathering. They have been diagnosed with cancer, and they are some of the names and faces behind the luminaries. The chair is empty. Most of those who fought the battle with cancer are no longer with us, but rather than mourning their loss, we choose to celebrate their lives. These people are unable to be with their loved ones and families now, so let us join together to recognize and honor them and to bear witness to their struggle and their memory. The table is small, symbolizing the frailty of a single patient, sometimes alone in the fight against his or her disease. The tablecloth is white, symbolic of the medical profession, doctors, nurses, and researchers who helped fight the battle for life. The single rose in the vase symbolizes the enduring love of their families and friends and the strength of the patient's will to fight the disease that ultimately claimed many of them. The pink, well, it's actually not pink. The ribbon on the vase represents the ribbons worn on the lapels of millions who supported a continued search for a cure for all cancers that are expected to kill over 500,000 people in the United States this year. The slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of the bitter battle against a deadly disease, a battle fought by more than 1.2 million new patients each year. The salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the countless tears of personal anguish shed by the patient and those shed by family members and friends who have lost a loved one. The glass is inverted in memory of those people who are not here to join our celebration of successes. But the candle represents the light of hope that lives in the hearts of all of us. Hope represented by cancer survivors and the hope for a cure discovered as a result of the detailed work of the medical profession, made able through funds generated through events such as our Relay for Life. On the table, you will find markers
We have no electricity, sorry.
We're almost done.
Project it.
Okay, yes.
You got a big voice.
Yes, I know. Thanks, Chloe. On the table, you will find markers that will be used to write on the cloth the name of a person you want to honor or to write a message of love to them. You may visit the table anytime during the remainder of the relay. Now, since we don't have any power, we won't play the song that we were going to. Well, we have our bagpipes. Sorry.
Happened. As you all know, Relay for Life is a community-driven event, so the community really owns it, and we can decide what happens here, how we want to express our relay, etc. One of the things that we've come together to do today is we've celebrated our survivors. Yes! Yes! You know, that we're still here alive and kicking, and we have remembered those that we've loved and then lost with our Luminaria bags. And now what we're charged to do is to fight back, to continue this fight. And so I'd like to ask every single person here, what are you going to do to take the spirit of Relay with you when you leave here? That could express in a number of different ways, but I think it's really important to really take what we've learned here and express that in a way that is meaningful for us, that still continues that fight against cancer, because it is still killing people, and any one of us could be next. Thank you very much.
Now we're going to recite the Relay for Life pledge. One day, one night, one community, one fight. I confirm that we are here to celebrate the lives of cancer survivors, to support those fighting cancer, and to remember those we have lost. Our commitment will be symbolized on every step we take, each and every step moving us closer to our goal, the goal of a cancer-free world for future generations. And now we'd like you all to join us. We're going to do our one final lap around the track.
Right?